Hello, dear friends. It's me, Kathleen Whitehead. I'm going to be channeling the aspects of love. I always forget to say this because I get to who I'm supposed to get to. But if anyone would like to subscribe, like, or share, please do that. Just as a matter of course. I do not monetize this channel. I don't intend to monetize this channel. So it's not about that. But maybe there's someone out there that needs to hear something. What a week. And I just actually saw on Facebook that the Schumann resonance, as of about a half an hour, 45 minutes ago, is at 90, power 93, which is very, very high. I could have told you that that was the case because I feel it. I have been feeling weirdness, weird energies all day. Uh, I woke up with one joint in deep pain, my thumb, and the rest of it is just normal energy, feeling the energy moving through my body and that sort of thing. And I'm aware and I feel all these surges. And I think that that has a lot to do with kind of what I want to talk about. Couple of things. First of all, there's just a whole lot of fear, whole lot of anguish is the word they gave me in the collective. There are things, yes, that can make you fearful, can make all of us fearful. There are unexplained deaths, surprising disappearances. Um, I find that there's been some strange interruptions in the technology, just weird glitches, that kind of thing. Um, but now is the time to keep grounded, keep yourself at the highest you can be, and don't allow yourself to delve too deeply into fear. When you feel fear or worry or any of those things, just be aware that's where my mind is going. And put yourself into your heart. Remind yourself that you are an eternal being, that this experience of your humanity is meant to show you things that are helpful in your growth and transformation. In addition, all of us who are here at this moment are here because before we were incarnated, we volunteered to be the group that is watching all this, because what's happening on our planet at this time is not historical, cyclical. It's not something that happens. We are transforming, we are awakening, we are transmuting, we are doing all of those things. And that's why the energies are bumping up, bumping up, bumping up, because our physical bodies have to get used to being in less density. So we're transforming even our physical bodies along with our emotional and metaphysical and all of those things. We are transforming in our entirety. And when this completes, it will be a beautiful, beautiful world. It will not complete tomorrow, but we are very deep into it at this point. we are experiencing things that we've never experienced before. We're also experiencing a lot of physical symptoms as our bodies change form. So I really just want to remind you that you are a beautiful being of love, that you are here in order to learn and experience and also to help others who are with you, with us on this planet. So take heart, be in your heart, express love, be love as much as you possibly can. And don't allow fear to take over. If you have to experience it, recognize I'm experiencing fear. Why? And then kind of figure out what am I listening to? What am I paying attention to that's making me feel this fear? So that's one thing. The other thing, and I was given this message earlier this week, and that it's the words were sacred friendships. And what I realized, what the lesson, the message was, is that every interaction that I have is a sacred friendship. There might be tiny little moments where I pass somebody in a grocery store or in the hallway or something, and that is a sacred friend. And so what I wish to do is give them a smile. There are sacred friends who have come into my life for a period of time who have taught me lessons, not necessarily easy lessons, but taught me lessons and allowed me to think about and grow and change through whatever the interaction is. There are sacred friends that have been with me for a long time and that I know our souls are joined together, that we're together for some reason. I'm with one of those friends tonight, my friend Laura, and also I have another friend who's not able to be with us, and that is Cheryl, but they are both sacred friends. And, all varieties of interactions are sacred friendships because they're really a reflection of ourselves. We're all here to be each other's student and each other's teacher. So recognize that every interaction is a sacred friendship. And I give deep gratitude for each and every sacred friend that I have ever crossed paths with. I value them all. I have deep gratitude for those who have stuck with me for a long time and who know me as me, who accept me as I am. Because I can be a little out there because that's my job. This is what I volunteered to be, is this person who's doing these things on this planet. And my mission is just to be love. So I thank you, all of my sacred friends who might see this at another time, who might never see it, even those that I've not crossed paths with yet, because we are all part of each other. And that includes the trees and the grass and the creatures and the insects and all of our creation. So thank you. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to request that some light language come through to be gifted to all of us who are here together this evening. Yeah, yeah, na, okay, ashkata, yeah, lion, Ataiti, Atamashkat, Aititi, Taatamia, the Kishkataida, Leana Mahikiti, Atamakitia, Sasa, Tiana Marketekatata, Yatata, Timinika, Te Pikatia, Tiana Namaketekata, Tamanatata, Kete. Thank you for that beautiful transmission. It felt awesome to me as Kathleen. And I want to request that those beautiful beings who are agreeing tonight to be part of the aspects of love and give us some wisdom, I welcome them to come share with us their energy of love and their wisdom. Thank you. Ah, ah, ah. Hello, dear ones. We are indeed here with you, and we appreciate your invitation to share our thoughts. We resonate with our friend Kathleen's message about staying out of fear. And we want to assure you that some things that appear fearful on your planet, that take your focus at this moment, they are all part of the evolution that you're experiencing. There are some shocking things, some untimely exits from the planet, but we wish you to know that just because someone has exited from your planet does not mean that they are not still doing their work. They are just doing their work from a different perspective and in a place where they do not have to be bothered with the the human um, resistance, the human interference. They are continuing, and they will inspire others who will um, carry on with their work because we assure you that the powers of love are winning over and above all resistance. And you might notice that the resistance maybe looks like it's getting louder and stronger and more vocal and, uh, shall we say, meaner. Um, but the truth of the matter is, that is the crescendo, let us say. So in a sports game, when it's toward the end of the game and you're that the team wants to really uh, knock it out of the park or whatever the metaphor is, they will try harder. They will push harder. They're moving with their adrenaline, with their desire, and so forth. And that will make them louder, make them more aggressive, make them all of the things that look like they're in power. But perhaps the other team is not as tired because they haven't expended all of their energies and juices with the big push. So they will sneak in by because they've been winning all. So find humor if you can in the loudness, in the caricatures that are being expressed, and the things that may seem to be inspiring fear. Just look from a much higher perspective and know that everyone has a piece of this transition, and some of the pieces of the transition are to provide contrast, to provide loudness, to provide even meanness, and we will say the appearance of ugliness, uh, to inspire those who are plugging along, trying their hardest, being loved, being doing the right thing, and so forth. They can be inspired to choose to keep being love. We recognize that was a bit of a ramble, but we want to encourage you to know that you are being the right person, being the right uh, worker, if you will, because you are doing the job that you were asked to be, no matter what that job is. So keep on keeping on. Keep on being the that worker who is doing that job. We wish to remind you that we are here, that we wish to be supportive in whatever way you need. If you feel so fearful that you don't know what to do, ask your friends from different realms to reassure you, to remind you of who you are. We love you, we respect you, we honor you, and we are cheering you on because you are doing it. You are being successful, little pieces at a time. We will now give you some of our energetic love via our language, and we will then open for questions. Etete skatatamikata keete karikata ayateteketini ha hey atata kete 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 tiamana keskata liana kete eskatata inti biteketia tamaniata kete. Is there any question?
Yes, I have a question. It's not very well formed, so if you would grant me a moment to phrase it correctly. Um, uh, all over the world, the um, people are speaking out against their governmental regimes to require that the power return to the people. And I wonder if the aspects of love are helping. Can we request that they help the situations? For example, in the United States, there are a lot of attempts to restrict voting access and to limit um, the Constitution of the United States? And can we ask for the help of the aspects of love and all beings to help us turn the government around, and for those who own the technology companies and those kinds of things that can be manipulated, can their power be limited or halted so that the real truth of what the people want comes to light?
Yes, yes, and yes. Let us say that, first of all, you, by being the love, being the observer, seeing the truth that's coming out, you are having a positive effect, even when it does not look like it. The one word that you used that rings for us is truth. And as you as you know, there are many, many things that have been going on for longer than your lifespan in this incarnation that are now coming to light. And that confuses those who have been operating in silence and in the dark all this time. And so that causes them to try a little harder, to lie a little harder, to fight that the truth does not come out. But you will notice that there are indications that things are changing, that that the people are rising up and asking. Many years nobody asked for any changes because they didn't even realize that there was a darkness happening so frequently. They didn't realize the dark pieces of greed and power and manipulation and even cruelty towards other beings. They didn't realize these things were happening, um, or their eyes were not open. But several things have happened. As your astrology, you you have moved from a, an astrological alignment that supported that complacency. We're not going to say that it supported the ugliness, but it was situated so that the power was in the at the top level. It, you have gone into the age of Aquarius, which is now power to the people. And that just happened within the last 12 months. So it's not like it's going to suddenly be overnight those changes. But we wish you to realize that certain power structures are dissolving. Certain people who have had power no longer actually have the power. And you might notice too that there are financial upheavals that are hurting those who are not used to being financially. There are so while it may be a little subtle, it is happening. And yes, are all of the beings who are in your cheering section watching you are helping as much as you can. Remember, you are a planet of free will, so they can't intervene unless it is something that will ripple out to affect them. For instance, your nuclear capacity. Uh, that's not going to happen. The But the things that are playing out, you get to choose, and you are just doing it by saying, I want power to the people. You're expressing that. And you can ask, please help us figure out ways to retain or return power to the people, and that is happening. Look around the world to see those changes that are happening. Um, but you, as an individual, what you can do is you can uh, follow your intuition as to what your place is. You hear all the time, go out and vote. Yes, do that. Express uh, your choices by any physical means that you can, by talking to people, by if someone says something to you that is offensive, you don't have to argue with them, but you can communicate to them. That's not how I feel, and I'm not interested in changing to that particular thought. Um, the person that might want to argue can't argue with themselves. So you don't involve yourself, but do say, not my, not my thing, not my idea. That's not how I live. You can also always be loving. Do not judge others. They are doing their particular chosen job. And they may be some who are providing a contrast to you that supports you in knowing, no, that's not what I want to do. That's not who I want to be. I'm more comfortable as myself, as my loving self. So thank you for the contrast, but I don't want to play that game. So you are doing it, it is happening. So, what we recommend is that instead of reading about or hearing about or paying attention and focusing on the things that are not working, find and read about those things that are working. They may very well be subtle, but there are good things happening, and we ask for your patience, but also we are here and we will do what we can. So if you wish to direct a request for help, we recommend your request be of the highest nature. For instance, if you wish to request that the vote goes a certain way, request that it is an open, honest, fair, without interference vote. Don't say, I want them to lose. Say, I want my chosen people to win fair because um, they seem to reflect my values. So just know it is happening. We are helping. We are with you, and ask whatever you like. We will entertain every request, but we also won't entertain requests or won't fulfill requests that are not in your highest benefit. So we know this is not something you would do, but we are not going to strike someone down because they did not follow what you wished. But you can pray that they and ask that they might see the light, or that their heart might be softened or something like that. Does that make some sense to you?
Yes, thank you. Another subject that comes up rather frequently is persons who perpetrate um, crimes of a sexual nature, and that those keep being revealed and then closed down, and a little bit more is revealed and then they're closed down again, and then someone else is being revealed and those are closed down, or it might be a local situation, and then somehow it shuts down again. And I'm wondering if the aspects of love, well, for the wisdom of the aspects of love, will these things at least stop? Can um, I don't know, the powers of the people who are in charge, stop allowing these things to happen? And can the people who perpetrate these kinds of crimes be shown the awfulness? Because I think that they must not realize what how this affects the other people involved. They must not realize, or why, how could they possibly do this? So I guess, will they ever learn? Will they ever stop? Will they ever realize the hazards, the the tragedy that they're causing?
We understand, but one thing we wish to let you know, this is not about sexual violence. This is about the violence of power. And as you have requested, you wished for the power of the people to be returned and the power of the um, patriarchy, we will say. And the thing about this particular type of power, it has been going on throughout history. You are seeing it now because it is going to change. Because as you see, for instance, that those who have been vulnerable to these kinds of power uh, structures are speaking out, and that is a form of they're not going to allow this kind of thing to happen. It's not going to change overnight. It didn't begin overnight. But yes, it is going to change. But that takes more than just those people who are perpetrating this powerful act. It takes the lessons that those individuals who are the victims to recognize that they have that they don't have to take this anymore, that they have ways of keeping this kind of things from happening. Now, even with children, because this has been undercover, under the in the dark for so many years, but it's no longer in the dark. So people are noticing, and they're hearing about it, and they're going, no, that's not acceptable. This is not what we want. So in a very gradual way, that acceptance, or it wasn't ever accepted, but there are those who were the victims who did not feel they had anything they could do because it was in the dark, and they were not believed, or they were even blamed. But that is changing gradually, yes, but it is changing. So there will always be contrast in the world. But I think what you are asking for is that the contrast might be more gentle. Because, for instance, you came here to learn and grow. And there needs to be a shift of learning and growing through love rather than contrast. That is a ways away, but it will be here. So you probably wished to know that this was going to change right away. It's not, but it is changing because it is no longer in the dark. And the powerful who've been perpetrating these heinous acts are being exposed, and they're not being accepted for these things. They're not being allowed to get by with it. And those people who are perpetrating things, they're allowed. That they're allowed to steal money. They're allowed to hurt people. They're allowed to enforce their um, desires. But we will assure you, it is changing. It is changing. It is changing. And the thing that you can do is be aware of your surroundings, because when you don't have, if something like that would happen to you, you don't have to allow it. Figure out ways of protecting yourself using your intuition that's going to say, I'm not in a safe place, I'm going to leave this place. Or that is not a safe person for me to be around, so I'm no longer going to be around this person. Now, and we are not blaming the victim, but we are saying that the victims need to rise up and know they are not victims. Does that make sense to you? Does that reassure you?
Yes, it's very helpful. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for your question. What that does bring up, at this moment in time, with the forces that are losing their grip, they are going to grip harder, and they are going to keep pushing and doing, and you've seen it. You can't believe some of the things that the powerful are doing. But you personally, every person needs to use their discernment and their intuition. And if you feel that you need protection, now is the time to encircle yourself with those protections, and listen to how you feel. If you are not one who lives in fear, but suddenly you walk into a grocery store or some place and you suddenly feel fear, listen to that and leave. But we wish you not to live in fear. We wish you to just recognize that those who are losing their grasp are trying so hard to grasp. It's like they're on the side of a cliff, digging in their fingers into the side of the cliff to hold on. And eventually it's going to give way. Did you have any other questions or concerns of anything you would like to mention?
I think that's plenty for today. Thank you.
We thank you for being here with us. We thank you for this time. We appreciate this, and we assure you that if you can be patient, if you can separate yourself um, from the drama, from the chaos, you will be you will have a much easier time going through this transition, and recognize that you are going through a transition. We love you dearly. We appreciate what you're doing because, as we have said, this doesn't just affect you. This transition that you're going through, this awakening, this whatever you want to call it, remembering, whatever, ripples throughout the universe. And all of us are affected. So we will leave you now with our love. Tiana Takashikaya Lena Makachete, Tiana Makatesi, Tiana Makashikatai, Taata Ayana Kashikata Bai Tata, Tiana Makete, Tiana Lena Makachikatia.